Hello, my friends all over the world. My pleasure. Welcome you to Cross-Cultural Experience. My name is Uche Onyebadi. This is a forum where we take a trip across our culture of origin and have some kind of experience, come back and then share the experience with everybody who watches this forum. And then more importantly, what did we learn from that experience? And this is episode 78. I started this in November of 2024, and we're at episode 78. Every week we have had this program. And as I always say, if you want to be my guest, all you need to do is to email me crossculturalexperiences@gmail.com. Crossculturalexperiences@gmail.com. I'll respond and then we take it from there. And by the way, if you're a teacher, anything to do with knowledge, imparting knowledge or teaching, whatsoever, across cultures, feel free to use this forum. I mean, I'm not going to charge you for it. So just feel free to use whatever, a relevant portion you want, to highlight whatever it is that you're saying. Okay. Like I said, I always invite guests, but from time to time, I also do my own thing because I've had the privilege, of traveling to a few places. And today I'm going to take you to a place called Thailand, the country called Thailand. More specifically, the southern part of Thailand. The place is called Surathani. Beautiful place. So why did I go there? Let me start from the beginning. I used to live in Kenya and I used to be involved in sports, not as an active athlete, but from the management, point of view. I dabbled into so many things, football, athletics, but this time I'm talking about boxing because it was boxing that took me to Thailand. Then my good friend Ruben Dolo, who was the chairman of the Kenyan Boxing, I think they used to call it Kenyan Boxing Federation. He called me because I had I had sponsored a few boxing, turnout, promoted them actually in Kenya. So I was very close to the association. And so Ruben Dolo asked me, "Hey, Uche, do you want to take our man to Thailand, be the leader of the delegation?" I said, "Why not?" It was going to be an experience. So we traveled, and I've forgotten the name of that young man, but the coach, we used to call him Dimosh. I understand he passed away just a few years ago. So Dimosh used to be a heavyweight boxer. I think he won an African title, if I'm not making a mistake, in the heavyweight group. So Demosh and I were also friends. So Demosh, myself, and this other young man, we went, traveled all the way to Thailand, and then when we landed at Bangkok, spent, I think, one night or 2 nights, and then we were on our way to Surathani, where the tournament was taking place. Now, you need to know that countries are gifted. People are gifted when you talk about culture, because you're going to wonder, hey, what has boxing got to do with culture? Yeah, it has a lot, because countries have different aspects of their culture. They manifest in different ways. Some countries, they have unique way of worship. They have unique dresses. So culture has a you can look at culture from various perspectives. So this time, okay, like in East Africa in those days, I think Kenya as well as Tanzania a little bit and, Ethiopia. You can't beat them. They have a culture of middle to long distance races. There's no way you're going to beat them. They're the champions. Just like if you're doing the short distance, you better be aware of the Jamaicans and people from Barbados. All right. And if you're interested in boxing, beware of people from Ukraine because they're very good boxers in Ukraine. So all this, I mean, talk about football or soccer. You're talking about Brazil, you're talking about Argentina, and all the countries in South America. So countries are known for certain things, you know. So, but when you go to Thailand and countries around Thailand, Vietnam, and all those countries, if I mean, even up to China, you know, they have a unique, let me call it gift, as part of their culture. When they do boxing, most of the boxers there don't start with the regular boxing you and I know, punch me, I punch you. No, they all start. I didn't know. It was Dimush, the coach, that told me because he used to travel there when he was in his younger days. So the start as kickboxers. Kickboxing is a little bit is different from the regular boxing. Kickboxers train themselves when you come from here down. It's like concrete. If you punch them there, you're just wasting your time because it's just like real concrete. They train their stomach to be so strong that if you're boxing, the only way you can really get them is from here up. You try to kill them, with your punches. So that was what Dimush told this young man, that when we go to Thailand, forget about what you used to do in Kenya, where you try to punch people by the stomach and all that stuff. Why? Because really, in boxing, if you're hit hard, your tummy, the gas will all escape from your body and then you can even collapse. That's how it works. So that's why you see boxers trying to do the body punch because they can weaken you no matter how strong you are, and then they, weaken you, make you get tired so easily, and then they take you out. So, but the Mosh told this guy, these people are kickboxers. Don't hit anything down here. You will be wasting your time. Just don't do it. Now, our man, the boxer, was also taller than the person we were going to fight, because that person we were going to fight was on his way to the world championship. He was I think he ended up being a world champion. So that boxing tournament was just to keep him in shape. That's what boxers do. You punch these and you're getting ready. But they were in the same, the same weight. All right. So our boxer said, "Oh, thank you, coach. I now know what to do." Now, the coach told him, that's another thing in boxing. Since you are taller than the guy we are going to fight, because people from that area, in terms of height, not too tall, but not too short. So do not allow him, you have a longer reach. So if you're a boxer, you have a longer reach and you're fighting a shorter opponent, that's a plus because you can just keep that opponent at bay. Don't let him or her come very close to you because the shorter boxer always wants to do the infighting. He likes to get inside and start punching. Our man agreed. All right. But as you know, theory can be a little bit different from practice. So we trained and trained Demosh. Everybody was happy. Demosh, myself, and even the boxer. On that day, we got to the ring, everything announced. Lo and behold, our man forgot what the Bosch told him. Remember, he was taller than this other guy. And Dimo said, "Hey, you keep jabbing. Because when you jab, you keep the guy at bay. He doesn't come close to you. And if he doesn't come close to you, he can punch you. All right? So you have that advantage. Keep him at bay and then release the sledgehammer." Round one. Our guy decided to do just the opposite. He tried to do infighting. Timosh looked at me. I looked at Timosh. What's going on? This guy was trying to do infighting. And then on top of that, he wanted to be hitting this other guy by the stomach. After round one, Timosh said, "Are you crazy? I told you. Keep him at bay. Don't let him come inside because that's his tactic. Tactic. He comes inside, he finishes you. And then don't hit the stomach because you are just hitting against the wall." Round two, the man repeated the same thing. So Dimush said, "I can't jump into the ring to help this young man." What? Round three, he was still doing the same thing. Trying to fight from the inside, which was what he knew about. Way back in Kenya, infighting, and then he wasn't, and then punching the stomach. And this other guy was not feeling it, as we could see. Hey, When it got to, I think it was round five, that was when I knew the real meaning of what is called, I saw it coming, because I saw the punch coming. Dimush also saw the punch coming. We just looked at ourselves from the corners of our, said, this is disaster. Because this guy came inside, because our man was fighting him, allowing him to get inside. Remember, he was trying to become a world champion. He was almost, I think he was number 3 on the list of 10. And this guy released this punch that sounded like thunder. I tell you, I saw it coming. The Dimush did the same thing. Boom! Our man was on the canvas immediately. I said, Lord have mercy. Is he alive? For 5 minutes, doctors try to revive him. They do all these things. They do like this to know whether you're still conscious, following their finger. No way. All the Red Cross and whatever people, they try to resuscitate him. No way. I said, okay, what do I do? Uche, you're a Nigerian. You work in Kenya. And what are you doing here? Are you going to take the dead body back to Kenya? I said, over my own dead body. I'm not going to Kenya. Because the people, you never know, crowd mentality. How am I going to take their son all the way to Thailand, all the way to Suratani, and bring the guy back in a coffin? Remember, this was a time when Kenya had suffered tremendous loss. I think it was maybe a few years earlier. Robert Wangila, who was fighting so well in the United States, he got punched senseless, and he died from there. Said, I'm not traveling to Kenya with a dead body. Oh, no way. I can make the arrangements, they take the body, then I can join them much later from Nigeria. There's absolutely no way I was going to go take the dead body. So after about 5 minutes of trying, the Mosh was trying, the doctors were trying, and this young man was resuscitated. I'm a Catholic. I said, okay, in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, God, I thank you. So he got up. Do you know what? That was drama number 2. The moment he he got up, he started jumping all over the ring, doing like this, doing like he's spongy. He did. The coach has to grab him. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Why did you? Now he was complaining to the coach. Why did you throw in the towel? Why did you stop this fight? Even he tried to quarrel, pick up a fight with the referee, because the referee can't. There was no point for him to count, because he could have counted to 1,000. The guy was not going to get up. We were now struggling to resuscitate him, to bring him back to life. So, but the way I think he was totally confused, delirious. I mean, he was out of it. He didn't know where he was. So Dimush grabbed him and said, cool down, my friend. Cool down. Cool. Then he sat down. That was when he realized that he couldn't account for about 5 minutes of his life, because he was out of it. But the way he was jumping, hey, oh, leave me. Why did you stop the fight? You couldn't have, I could have continued. So where are you continuing? Now I'm laughing, but it was so serious at that time. So what lesson? We had to, after the fight, about a day or so, when we got back to Bangkok, so we had to, on our way, Dimush had to tell him, see what I told you. These people have a particular culture when it comes to sports, especially when it comes to boxing. I warned you, don't do this. Don't punch the stomach, because you're wasting your time. In fact, it's like you're hitting against the wall. Keep him at bay. Avoid infight. If he tries to do anything, grab him. And then punch, tap. Keep him at bay, because that's how you keep him. You don't allow him to come in. So, but it was too late. He had lost the fight, and we were now on our way. Well, that was the lesson, because the whole idea of this program is cross-cultural experience. When you go to another culture, try to learn what they do. Don't just carry yours and try to impose it on them, or even try to say that, oh, it's going to work here. It may not. Just like this boxing tournament. taught us. But after that fight, I said, okay, I think I'm going to take a break from boxing. You know, people can die, but there was no way, absolutely. I was going to take a dead body to Kenya. No, I said, I'm going to Nigeria. But that was a lesson. So it was not my lesson, my own experience as me, Uche, but I was part of the experience. That's why I'm telling this. So I'm telling you this. So even if you're in sports, you're not going to run against the Jamaicans and think you are you're going to beat them, 100 meters dash? No way. Or you're going to play Brazilians and then give them 10-0 on the soccer pitch? Absolutely not. So that's the experience. And like I said, if you want to be part of this forum, all you need to do is to email me cross-cultural experience, cross-cultural experiences. It has an S at the end. Cross-cultural experiences at gmail.com, and I will respond, and then we take it from there. And so wherever you are, whatever you are doing, peace and stay safe. I'll come your way one more time. Bye for now.